What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Nova Studio, the home spot of where all future videos will be made. We've been spending the past 3-4 weeks consistently in this place, just making it ready for people to be able to rent. It's a content videography photography studio based here in Atlanta, and it is finally up and ready to go, and I'm super duper excited about that. And that's kind of been the reason why I've been kind of MIA from social media, YouTube and Instagram, because I've just been spending so much time in here getting everything ready to go. We had a hard deadline that we wanted to open by September 15th. And we had a big grand opening for a bunch of photographers and videographers in Atlanta. But I'm just super excited. The place turned out amazing. All of our hard work and money has really made all of this worth it. So I'm really appreciative that everything has turned out so well. I wanted to hone in on a sponsor for the studio that I am super duper excited to announce. Amaran has sponsored the studio, and they have given us a ton of lighting equipment that not only myself will be able to use in the studio, but also anybody that rents the studio will be able to use the lights that they have provided, and also light modifiers and all that type of stuff. You'll be able to use all that stuff if you rent our studio. So I'm really excited that they have just added in an extra piece of production and extra piece of quality into our studio, and that was really important for me when I was building out the studio. I wanted this space to be visually beautiful. I wanted it to have plenty of natural light, which it does, but I also wanted it to be a space where if you do not have a plethora of gear available, I wanted us to be able to have absolutely everything that you may need to create content in here and make some dope quality stuff. So with that being said, we are gonna have in-house gear rentals. So a lot of people have been messaging me asking about that. We are gonna have cameras, camera bodies, audio equipment, obviously a bunch of lighting equipment that you can add on to your rental time in this studio anyways. And I think it's gonna add so much value to the studio by you not having to worry about renting things from external companies, bringing it in here, packing it back up, taking it back to the other place to turn it in. Everything is in-house. You rent here, rent your equipment here. Once you leave, you're good to go. So I want to take a couple minutes to just go over what Amaran has sent, because they've sent so much stuff, so many new toys for us to play with. And also, by the way, this video is of course sponsored by Amaran, so thank you guys for that again. We have a bunch of lights. One I already put together and unpacked because we used it at the grand opening a couple days ago. So up here is a 200XS, and it's a bicolored light, 200 watts, super duper strong. All of the lights, I've been pushing a lot of content for their new app. Amaran has used a new app instead of Citus or Citus Link, a new streamlined way to control your lights. So you can control all these lights with the same exact Amaran app, which is amazing. But they sent me the 200XS bicolor light, and then also one of their light domes. It's absolutely amazing. Has the grid on it on the front. Amazing quality. I've used a bunch of different grids, and this one is not only super big so that it just helps diffuse the light over a larger space, but it's super easy to put together. You don't have to like put all the different poles in the softbox. I've had a couple of those, and those are never any fun. But they sent me 2 of the 200XS's, and then they also sent me 2 of the Amaran 150Cs. I'm really excited to do some crazy stuff with those. Videos coming soon. The 150Cs are colored lights, so they're like the full RGB spectrum. Obviously they're bicolor as well, but they have the full RGB spectrum, and you can control colors and effects and all that type of stuff on the Amaran app too. That's gonna be really cool to play around with. So we have 2 of those. They also sent the Spotlight SE, so we can do some really cool things with using the gobo to get the spotlight effect. And then I think it even has, it has a bunch of different like shapes. Like you can do a grid, a fence grid, trees, blinds, just a whole bunch of different modifiers that you can add to the front of the gobo so that you can, play with light even more. In these cardboard boxes, this is actually the Amaran F22C, and it's also a colored light. RGB spectrum light. I'll do an unboxing over this to kind of show what I'm talking about, but this light is really cool because it's so small and lightweight, but it's so powerful. And I'm really gonna enjoy using this. This will probably be my main light for when I'm in the future. I'll be doing all my videos in the office. And this will be my key light because it's really small, portable, but also super duper bright. But I came out here in the actual studio today just to show you all this stuff because all this can't fit in the office. And then this tall box over here is actually one of their lanterns, whereas the soft box is able to focus light very gently on a pretty big circular space. The lantern is also very effective for different lighting scenes because it can focus light in a bigger radius and completely on every side of the light, basically. It'll be really cool to have all these different toys to play with in the studio, not only for myself to use and play with, but also for other people to use and play with as well. So it goes without saying, I do just want to say a huge thank you to Amaran. They definitely did not have to send over all these different lights for us to use in the studio, but they did. So we are super duper grateful and appreciative of that. And I know all the photographers and videographers that come in here and use these, they'll be grateful for this as well. So if you want to take a look at the new studio, if you want to possibly book the new studio, the link for that will be down in the description. All the lights and equipment that Amaran has sent will also be down in the description box. With all that being said, again, I want to say a big thank you to Amaran, sponsor of today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Been a couple months since I see my mama. No, I never been the same, and I never wanna. Tryna manifest a better tomorrow. Yeah. I ain't scared to die, scared of getting older. Scared to hear you lie when you fuck.